Katiyo.
Mangwanani, Masquerase, Makadini. We are the Katiyos. Well, it's my Katiyo here, and we are here for another cook and chat. Today I have a special guest. I have my mom here, my Amwene, Farai's mom, for those of you who are not sure what that means, but she's also my mom too. So today we're going to be cooking and chatting, and we're going to be cooking a special meal that the boys recommended. I've also tried a version of this meal and I really enjoyed it, so I'm excited as well. So today we're going to be having a chicken curry with yellow rice and a chutney on the side. And yeah, so we're going to get straight into cooking, but first we want to ask Mom if she has anything she'd like to say. She would like to say hi to everyone, and we can just familiarize ourselves and make sure we all know each other before we start.
Hello everyone, welcome to the cook show. We're going to make chicken, yellow rice, served with chutney, onion and tomato. Yeah, we are starting now. Yeah,
so first we're gonna start to prep and everything before we dive into some chatting. So we've got our chicken here, which has been pre-washed. So we're gonna season the chicken and then put it in the oven. So Mom, can you tell us what we're gonna be seasoning the chicken with?
Okay. Yeah, today we are going to season our chicken with the barbecue seasoning. Mm-hmm. That's what we're seasoning with. And then we add some little bit of curry. We add a little bit of turmeric, mm-hmm, just to color the chicken. Then we put it in the oven for roasting.
Yeah.
Just to cook, not to brown it. Mm-hmm. Just make sure it's cooked. Then we make a sauce. Then we put it in the curry sauce. Okay. So now you can start seasoning the chicken.
Sure, so I'll season the chicken. Yeah. So why are we putting it in the oven instead of just frying it?
Okay. Normally, when you fry chicken, you pot fry, normally it sticks on the pot, mm-hmm, and it doesn't come out good. So normally it's good to just put it in the oven, cook it in the oven, but make sure it doesn't brown. When it's just cooked and soft, then you add it to the sauce. Then you let it simmer, everything simmer. Then, yeah, you take it out from there. Okay. Otherwise, it will stick on the bottom of the pot before it's even cooked, because it's chicken, it is soft, it's very soft. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is this enough, or should I add more?
Yeah, I think that's enough. That's enough. You can just massage it through.
Okay. Let me just
also
quickly wash my hands.
You may add a little bit of salt. That our chicken is cooking in the oven, we are going to make a curry sauce, so that once it's roasted and ready, we'll just add it to the curry sauce. Mm-hmm. And this is how we're going to prepare the curry sauce. We're going to chop our fresh onion. Then we add fat in the pot. Mm-hmm. We add the onion, we cook a little bit. We add the eggplant, capsicum, and the tomatoes, curry, and everything else. Okay. Then we make the sauce. Now you can start chopping your onion.
And how much do you need?
For this amount of chicken, I think maybe 3/4 of that will do. If you don't mind, that will be good. This one, yeah, a piece. I'm going to wash this for you.
Thank you.
Wash the capsicum and the eggplant.
So I've been wanting to ask, as a mother, I guess you can give some advice to the young women and girls and ladies watching our channel, as well as the married women and girls watching our channel. How was it for you when your son decided that he wanted to get married? When he came to you and he said, Mom, I want to get married. I found the one that I want to be my wife. Were you anxious? Were you nervous? Were you scared? You had known me for a while, but you know, were you happy? Were you scared? Or did you think he was going to be well taken care of?
Oh, I was very excited, to be honest. I was very excited. That's the best news I've had so far. It was one of the best news I've heard in my life. I was very excited. I was looking forward to this. I knew you, Tatenda, dating my son, and I knew my son was in good hands. Now this news, when it came, I was very excited. It's the moment I was waiting for.
Yeah.
Waiting for. And I was like, thank you, God. This is the day I was waiting for. And I'm happy. And from that day until now, I'm happy. I feel blessed to have you as my daughter-in-law. I've never had a daughter in my life, and you are the only daughter so far I have. And I can only say thank you, Lord, for bringing her into my family. And I'm happy. And these are the news I was waiting for all my life. Okay, we've done the onion, we've chopped the capsicum, now we're going to chop the eggplant, then we'll grate tomatoes to add to the curry sauce we're preparing. Yeah.
Okay. While you're cutting the eggplant, I also wanted to ask, maybe to help some young girls out there as well, as a mother-in-law, just generally, you as a mother as well as a mother-in-law, what do you think some mother-in-laws expect from their marauder and what they don't want? So you still have sons that are not married yet and you're still wanting them to get married. What do you think, as a mother, what would you like for their wives to be like?
Okay, point number one, people need to marry people they love. So before anything else, they have to fall in love with someone, genuine love. There's no point to marry someone you don't love and hope that by grace of God later on you might love that person. That day might never come. It's a wrong stance to start a relationship in. So make sure, point number one, I would advise anyone out there that marriage is a life commitment and it's not something you can go half-heartedly. For once you get in, it's not easy to pull out. We should always marry someone you love, because when you're marrying someone, this is all about you. And the person you're marrying. It's not about people outside.
Like you leave your family to
mother-in-laws and other people are people outside your home. The home is built by a wife and a husband. And the starting point is you ought to be loving each other to the extent of getting married. Not to marry each other just, without serious commitment, you nilly-willy, hoping that one day you might find love in them. No. Point number one, you have to be loving each other.
And what's the second point?
Okay. Second point, first point, in fact, maybe I can change the order. First point, you have to look for someone who is God-fearing. Point number one. Point number two, you have to marry someone whom you really love and they also love you back. That's point number two. Then going forward, there could be other factors like point number three, the person has to be very honest, genuine, someone who can blend in and flexible enough to go into different situations in life. Because in life is not a bed of roses where you just walk through like a red carpet. A lot of things happen in marriage, so you need to find someone who's flexible enough, who can enjoy anything, who can go with the situation and work out a solution as problems come up. Because life is not gonna be a bed of roses. A lot of things come to play. So you need to find somebody who is gonna walk with you the love gen and the life gen.
Capsicum in. So are we just gonna let that simmer for a little bit?
Not too much. Simmering, then we need to add probably a little bit of water. Don't let it burn. Just a little bit. Just a little bit to make it cook. And we need to be watchful on our chicken so that it doesn't brown. You don't want the chicken to brown.
So what are you doing now?
Now we're going to grate our tomatoes. Normally people chop tomatoes, but once you chop them, they take longer to cook. So I prefer to grate them. That way when I put in the pot, it's just 2 minutes, they're done.
Yeah, I actually didn't know. I actually chopped with tomatoes myself.
It takes longer.
That explains a lot.
Then if you do this, they're already crushed, and you put in the pot, it's only 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That saves time.
Yeah.
And you won't have chunks of tomatoes in the middle of your stew.
And the skin as well.
Yeah, you remove the skin as well. So normally I just grate my tomatoes like that. Yeah.
And while you're grating your tomatoes, before you told us about some of the qualities that most mothers, you know, expect from their daughter-in-law, but what are some of the qualities that they wouldn't like? What's your worst fear for a daughter?
Obviously, like if they marry someone else who is not religious, who is not a Christian, and they are a Christian, sometimes it doesn't tally very well. So if your son is a Christian, it would be nice if they can find someone within the Christian circles.
Yeah.
In the same way, like if your daughter is a Christian, it would be good if they can find a God-fearing man as well, so that their Christian journey is not distracted by them getting married, and they guide each other in godly way, because marriage is from God.
Yeah.
So everything has to revolve around God. It has to be a good girl, a good man, walking the godly way. They live in the godly manner and get all the blessings laid before them by God, you know?
Yeah.
It's something all mothers or most parents expect out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's true. You wouldn't want your godly son marry someone who's not.
Birds of the same feather normally flock together very well.
Exactly.
So if you marry someone who like what you like, it's easy that way.
Yeah. And what do you think in terms of when you were growing up and when you were newly married and you had newly married friends and things like that? What were some of the mistakes that some of the people around you that you saw were making once they had gotten into their homes?
Oh, normally there's a lot of peer pressure out there. So once we're a group of friends and someone gets married within your group, everyone is under pressure to just get married. And people normally make a mistake of just grabbing whoever comes forth, and probably it's not the right man or the right, girl for them. So sometimes you don't have to fall into peer pressure. Make your own decision. Find yourself the right man. Make sure you are marrying someone you love. Like I said before, don't marry someone just because you are Jew. You feel you are old enough, you just want to get married. Someone you don't love 100%, you probably love 40%, hoping that God will provide the 60%. It's never like that.
Yeah,
you have to completely love this person, because this is a life commitment. You're going to stay with that person. Hopefully imagine someone staying with someone whom they don't love.
Yeah.
Everything is difficult. It's a drag. So, some of people we've seen in life, they've made that mistake.
Of marrying someone for the sake of...
Yeah, just because, I think my other friends are married, I have to get somebody. I don't care what kind of person it is, because I have to marry somebody. I'm already this one, I'm already 30, I'm already 20, I'm already 40, or whatever they could say.
Yeah.
But it's not the whole point. You have to marry someone you love, someone who walk your journey, like who got something in common with you.
Yeah.
You could be both going to church. A lot of common ground has to be there before you get married to each other. Know each other. Yeah. You have to know each other well. Instead of living with them for the rest of your life.
That's true.
Then we need to take out our chicken and pour in. You see, we don't want it to brown, to over brown. It's already showing that it's almost cooked. We need to get it to We are now adding our chicken to the curry sauce we've just made. As you can see, the chicken is not browned, it's just cooked. We don't want it to brown. By the time, if it browns, it gets dry. Want it to remain moist and juice enough.
How long did we cook it for in the
pot? Depends with the heat on the stove, but roughly we just simmer it up for maybe a good 10 minutes.
And how much was it? How many minutes was it in
the oven? I didn't time it. Maybe, what do you think? I didn't check the clock, to be honest. I was judging by it, not browning.
Yeah, 20 minutes or so?
Yeah, 20 minutes or 30 minutes, as long as it doesn't brown.
For those who want to follow the recipe. That's not fair. You cook with love, that's the recipe.
Yeah, because you make sure a chicken is not browned,
Yeah.
but it's cooked. Like it's starting to release all the fat and the juice. That's a sign that it's cooking. It's almost cooked, like. It's almost cooked. Now we're adding to the thing, to the sauce. Then we simmer for a good 10 minutes so that the flavors get mixed. We draw all the flavors into the chicken flavor into the sauce. The curry sauce.
Last one.
Want to pour this chicken fat to add flavor. Pour it into the pot. Right. Just a little bit of chili. You don't want to put too much, just a little bit. No, because not everyone can stand chili, so just put a little bit. Okay.
And we put that back on the...
We're going to put it back on the stove. Then we add enough more water to make sure the sauce want it to simmer for probably a good 10 minutes so that the soup draws the chicken flavor. Just like that. Let it simmer. Simmer for 10 minutes. Once it's simmering, we start making our rice.
Oh yeah.
Make our rice. And close this one.
Okay, so the curry is currently simmering. What are we doing now?
Oh, at the moment, whilst the curry simmers, we're going to put our rice in the rice cooker. Then we let it boil. Whilst it's boiling, then we chop our fresh tomatoes, put in these 2 little bowls, tomatoes and fresh onion to serve with the chutney. Yeah, once the rice and the stew is ready.
Okay.
So starting point, we're going to put our rice. Okay.
What are we adding to make the rice yellow?
Okay, so we're going to add turmeric. Now that we've put 3 cups jasmine rice, we just put a pinch, half a teaspoon of turmeric. Half a teaspoon of turmeric.
Yeah.
We add to the pot. A pinch of salt to taste, just a little bit, just a little sprinkle. Then we normally, some people don't do this, but I add just a little bit of cooking oil so that it doesn't drop, it doesn't bend at the bottom. Then you take it the other end, then add water to cook rice. Normally the ratio of water to rice is 1:2, but because this is jasmine rice, it's a bit softer.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put 6 cups of water for the 3 cups of rice.
How much are you going to put?
I'm going to put 5 cups water, 5 and a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that it remains crispy, a little bit crunch, a little bit crispy, not overcooked. Otherwise, if you add 1:2, it gets mad.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5 and a quarter. Just quarter cup. Alright. Just a quarter. Not half. Just a quarter like that.
Yeah.
It's done. I stir it a little bit. Mix up. Maybe a clean tablespoon will do. Just mix it up like that. Then I let it simmer until it's cooked. It will just make them cubes and put in a little bowl. Then make cubes as well for the onion.
Okay. So while I'm chopping the tomatoes, would you be able to tell us what advice you wanted to give your son before he left home? Something he wanted him to remember. What's one important thing that you wanted him to remember before he left home?
Okay, before he left home, just to remind him that now you're getting married, you're a fully grown man, moving away from parents, going to stay together with your wife. You need to respect your wife, you need to respect the family where she's coming from. because she's not coming from an island or from a vacuum. She's also coming from a family like the way you are coming from us. You need to respect that. And make sure, you know, it's the same, it's vice versa. Like obviously your wife is coming to a new family. The same applies to you, and you going the other way. It's the same thing. You should do the same thing. The way you expect your wife to respect us is the same way you should respect back your parents. You are going to be their new son, and she's going to be our new daughter. Yeah. So, yeah, the wife should feel free, because knowing that I'm a mother, and you should feel free as well, knowing that Tatenda's mom is not just Tatenda's mom, she's also your mom from now on. That's what marriage is all about. It's just blending of two families to become one. We are now one family. So that's what it is. The way you love me as your mother is the same way you should love your mother-in-law. She's your mother too. That's what's expected. And if you can do that, that will be very good.
And do you have any advice for mothers-in-law out there? Is there anything that you have learned? I know you haven't been in the role very long, 5 months now.
It will be nice. Like my advice is that, you know, if women in general will embrace a daughter-in-law as one of our daughters, she's not different from our own daughters. We should treat her the same. Or even mother-in-laws, the way they treat the son-in-law, it's just like their son. That's what it should be. And they also allow a daughter-in-law to be herself, to manage her own family with her husband. Not for mother-in-laws to interfere too much. Remember, these are two adults who are starting a brand new family. They need to be free enough to make their own decisions. If they need any advice, they know the parents are there to advise, but not to control. Not to put our hands into this and control the whole thing. They need to be free, given the space to work out what's good for them. If they need advice, they know where the parents are. They can always come back to us. The four of us were there, and the community at large, they're also there to help. So they know where to get help, and we should give them as much space and all the independence they need to manage their brand new family. And that's also, my advice.
What about, you know, you've talked about those who do have parents that are there. What about those who unfortunately no longer have their parents?
Yes, there are scenarios where people don't have parents. There are always advisors, church advisors, elderly advisors. Like if you were in Zimbabwe, there will be other grandparents, like uncles, you know, and grandmothers to do that role. But in a foreign country like we are now, there are a lot of elders, church elders, there are counselors. If any marriage problems arise, there's always a hope out there. For anyone probably who doesn't have a mother around or a grandmother around, there's always someone to fill that role. There's no emptiness. So really, everyone is open to get the kind of help they need from the right people out there.
I hope I'm cutting the tomatoes.
You're doing very well. You're chopping it nicely. It's coming out very well. Beautiful. Now that everything is cooked, it's time to dish the food. We're going to dish the rice, yellow rice. It's all nice and good.
Nice and soft.
Nice and soft. Yeah, so it's good like that. So we are going to serve it with onion, raw onion. Yeah. Let's put a little bit of raw onion. Good. Fresh tomato, chopped fresh tomato. We add chutney. Normally I prefer organic chutney. Then we put chutney on top of the onion and tomato. Like that. as much as you want. You can put as much as you want in this one. Then I take the chicken curry. This is our chicken curry, all ready to serve. Going to dish to go with everything else. There you go. All right. To the plate. This is the final product. That's what it is now. Chicken curry served with yellow rice, fresh tomato, fresh onion, and chutney.
And why do you serve it with the chutney?
Chutney is to add taste to the curry.
That refreshing.
Yeah, the curry is a little bit bitter, so the chutney is a bit sweet to balance off the bitterness of the curry. We add the chutney.
Okay.
And add flavor to the tomatoes and onion. You're free to taste. You can taste it, Tatenda, and tell me how you feel about it.
Okay, so yeah, the chutney really balances it out because I'm not a big fan of spicy food in India, but definitely this is nice. The chutney, I like it. It adds that extra after for some of us who can't tolerate too much heat.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, really nice. Thank you, Mum, for coming and being with us today. I know we all appreciated you and your words of wisdom that you've given us young muroras, young girls out there, and mothers-in-law out there. So thank you for this time that you've given us and the time that you've graced us and cooked for us here.
Oh, you're
welcome. We appreciate you.
You're welcome.
I hope you guys have been enriched. I hope you guys have been edified. I hope you enjoyed the conversations that we've had on this channel. If you want to continue to see more conversations like this and different topics, let us know in the comments section below. As well, we'll be having more and more guests. Farai will be having guests as well on his segment so that we can just tackle more topics and, you know, help each other out. So I hope you guys have liked this video and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone.